Hi guys, this is part 3 for the mini art journal that we're making. So we're going to be making the little pockets, the little pulls that come out of the pockets, like the little tags right now. So I have black paper, I have my paper cutter, and I'm thinking now, trying just to think what I would use to the size, that I would want in the little pockets that are, because we're using toilet paper rolls, the pockets. Now if you want to know how we got to this point with the toilet paper rolls, you guys will have to watch part 1 and part 2. But this is just a kind of an estimate of the little card that we are going to have on the inside for a little note of what it was or where we got the idea for the journaling or whatever. So I'm going to go down and make them all. Sorry, this side. So I was just using this card as an estimate. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signatures or 6 pages. So I'm going to go through this process twice just to get what I need to put inside the little pockets that I have now. So I'm going to measure it up to about the same here. Oh, and I do need to cut down this part of the card. So I want to try to make it pretty square. So I'm going to make it flush with the edge there. So I have 2 made. And I'm going to make 2 more. And another 2. They're not quite as square as my original design, but that's okay because we don't want them going totally in anyways. And I'm going to have a little piece to hold the edge so we can pull it, a little tab. Now the reason why I was thinking about doing these was just so that we can do a little journaling or something like that on the page. Okay, so I have these cut down, and I was thinking this is going to be for journaling. So I got these little papers here that were on a different little journal, and I'm just going to put them on here with a little nice little edge all the way around. I think that would be really, really cute. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to use my paper scissors to do that. Just going to kind of eyeball it here and what looks good. Grab my paper scissors, cut up the edge like that, and I'm just going to leave the back square like that and the front edge rounded here like that. Thank you, Chloe. So now I have like all these papers, 6 of them cut out, and I might just do, or I think I even have more than 6 because I don't think, and I might just do another batch because I maybe want both sides. I'm not sure yet, I haven't made that decision, but then it's all ready for me. So if I wanted to do both sides with the page, I can. All I have to do is grab my edge cutter and match up the edges with these ones by cutting, rounding off my edges. Whoa. And like that. So now I have all these guys ready for me. Now the next part I need to do is get all of these guys ready for me. So now I'm going to have to punch out 12 of these to have 6 of these prepared, because I'm going to be gluing them together on these like this to match them up, to be able to have tabs to pull out. So I'm going to do that. These are just my test ones. They're not perfect, so I don't want to use them. I found the cardstock I want to use for that. I was going to use white, but I decided to use this one. I could still ink it up. And I'm just going to do 12 of these. Now I got all 12 of these, and I got paper cut. I got all 12 of these cut, punched out. That was a difficult punch. I don't know why. I'm going to have to try to sharpen it or something. I haven't used it too often, and that's why. So probably should sharpen it. So I have 12 of these. Now I would like to probably cut them down to about this size, an estimate. So I'm gonna kind of want to do about that size, I'm thinking. And grab my paper cutter. I'm going to actually grab my little shorter one here because I think it's sharper. I'm going to measure it up. To what I thought it was at. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. So it'll be just past the 1 inch, or the, what is that? Yeah, on this side here. So now I know I could probably do about 2 at a time actually. So about like that. So once these are done, you guys will see what I do next. Now I have all of these little ends cut. So now I know I just want to glue them on. And I'll be gluing them on like this and like that. Very cute. Now, the only one thing I want to know to myself, I'm thinking, should I round the edges? Well, I have this one right here. I could just round this little edge right here. see what the paper is going to look like up against that. Not sure. And then we're going to have this on the inside. It might not look too bad. Or do we test it on this side? And keep the edges. Oops, it goes underneath. So I'm thinking keeping the edges. I like it. It just gives it another little shape. But I mean, that's what you do with your little pieces that you have left over. You just use them as a tester. You don't, make a little extra one or something so you can try something out. So now I got to put some glue on this one right here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put glue all over this one. I'm going to put my ruler down. Because I'm not, just trying to see where I want it to go, how far I want it to go onto the paper. And I'm thinking 1/2 inch. So if I do them all about 1/2 inch in, they'll all be about the same. Put that one on top. And this one, I'm just going to need a little glue on the edge here. Just a little bit. So now they're all going to be about 1/2 inch. If that's going to look okay for me, I might change it before it gets too dry. You never know. It actually does not look okay for me. So let's see if we wanted a whole inch in. It's still wet. I could move it. I wanted a whole inch in. So I do not want to do it 1/2 inch. I want to do it a whole inch. That, it looks much more better. So now I glued it. I'm going to take my bone folder and carefully along that edge press. You don't have to. I just like the way it looks. I like that look. So now I'm going to be going 1 inch and a full inch in on the little tabs here. So now we're just going to glue the next piece of paper in. Put some glue all the way around that. And the reason I chose this paper because it's already got lines on it and I love the color of it. So you can write something about your art, or a quote on your art, or something for your little mini art journal. So just kind of wiggle. It's still wet, so you can kind of straighten it out. And that's how that's going to look. I'm going to go flip it over now. It's not going to be like perfectly because you're pushing on both sides, but it's going to have that little edge and it's really nice. So that is going to be the inside of my card, or inside my pocket thing here, that I can write about whatever on here. Now I'm wondering, for the back end, I am going to round it off just see how it looks. It's not too bad. I probably shouldn't have rounded it off, but at least, you know, I was thinking where it'd be easier to pull out a bit and put in with a nice rounded end. So, all depends on what you like. I don't know if I'm going to do it with the rest of them because I kind of like the straight edge on that side. But I don't know. So now I'm just going to make the rest of them like that. Okay, so I've done all of my little pieces to go into my file, my little tabs and everything to write. I did decide, so I've done them all here. I didn't do the backs yet, so I'm thinking about putting a nice paper on the back still. But I didn't want to put more of this on the back. So I wanted to put something nice, I'm thinking, or, you know, paint a picture on the back, something. But I don't want it to be like two-dimensional because you want to be able to slide it in and out. But that's what that's going to look like on each one now. It's going to be very cute. The tabs are going to be able to come out. Then you can write something about your little mini art journal. Or even, like I said, a little quote. So each one's going to have one. I'm also was planning on stamping them, and I for some reason didn't think of doing that while they weren't glued and attached to something. This one, of course, it's the same size, but because the roll is a little smaller and shorter, I will have to cut that one down. So that's how it's going to go. So now once you have them in, you know which ones need to be a little shorter or whatever. So this is how it's going to look. You'll be able to pull your tab out to read whatever you want to write about that. So now it's all going to be really about the next step, which would be for me to sew it together. I think I'm going to stitch it together. Just a little stitch in there, or ribbon. I'm not sure yet 100%, but I'm going to pause the video right at that because I have to go run and do some errands. So I'll have some time to think. I have these tapestry needles, so I think I'm going to thread some this through here. And try that. See if that will work. Don't have push it through onto my. That's the nice thing about having this. You could do that. You could poke through it. Now I am just not sure. I'm going to leave them a bit loose so they can open freely and close freely. So that's how I'm going to do it, and I might just do like kind of like a crisscross kind of a thing across. So I'm going to probably flip it all the way back through, up through this way. Pull it like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have them go through. The back like that. It's looking real crazy right now, but let's see here. We have one more and it's going to come out right about there. So that's my first swipe at it. Going through again after that. I think I went through all of them, just making sure. Yep. Going around and through here. One more time. It's a little easier to do it when the glue is still moist. This last one I'm just going to wait because it's just to make sure it's kind of centered when I do it to here. So this is what we have so far, like that. So now I'm happy with that. I think I could probably open and close easily. The worst that can happen is that I have to undo it. So I'm going to tie it up. And I want to kind of tie it up in the spine area. So now, that's kind of just the way I want that. Make sure everything opens well before I permanently, see, I don't want it too tight, but it might be too loose. Right now it's too loose. So I'm going to tighten it up a bit more. I think it's too loose. That one's still quite wet. Stretching it out a bit. Or maybe it is pretty good. I think I might have to just tighten it just a bit. what, I might have to actually do an extra stitch on the ends, I think, to make it, to stop it from twisting. So I might have to do one extra stitch on this end and one extra stitch on this end to make it stop. So it's kind of just going with figuring that out. Or even just tying it up to this end. Because that could be that could make it even easier than stitching it all up again. We could just test that out and see how that works. And we will go down. There we go. Perfect. I'm thinking that that might help it not swing one way or the other way more. So this is kind of how it's going to be, and now I would like to embellish it more. So I am just tying some embroidery string to the outside because I want to add some beads to them. I don't want to just cut them. So I added one on this end. I'm going to add one on this end and knot it. Now this is 3 videos and I still haven't even decorated my, did my art journals. I pretty much just have the background pages on my art journals here, my little mini art journal. So I think I'm just going to leave it like this for the videos. So you guys can see how I made it, but then once it's all done and I do all the embellishments and stuff like that on the pages, I will just show a picture or do another little video flip of it. Because this is lasting 3 videos like half an hour long is a lot. So, but you guys get the point of my little mini art journal that I'm put together. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. And hope you enjoyed my huge long tutorial. Oh, and this one's got to get sharpened as well. I hope you guys give it a try. So, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.